Hi everyone, this is the Aquarius reading for July 15th through the 31st, 2018. This reading may not resonate for everyone, but, well, that's all I got. This reading may not resonate for everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm shuffling the cards. I'm laying out a Celtic cross spread. I'm using, or I guess I should say I'm working with today, my first deck, my Rider Tarot deck. You can see the decks I'll be using today at the top of the screen, or top of the frame. And the box is a little bit raggedy. As I said, it's my oldest deck. And my sister gave it to me probably sometime around maybe 1989, 90, 91, 92, somewhere in there. So, all right. I don't usually shuffle on camera. This is, honestly, it's a first for me. But anyway, we did have two jumpers. Crossing you, the Queen of Swords, and, or excuse me, covering you, the Queen of Swords, and crossing you, the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Okay, crowning you is the Five of Cups. Beneath you, the Page of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Wands is behind you. The Ace of Swords in the reverse is before you. The King of Swords is the card representing you. The Environment card is the Empress. Hopes and Fears is the Judgment card in reverse. And the Hermit is the Final Outcome card. So it feels to me like there's some conflicting energy this month, or at least in this part of the month. The bottom of the deck, the card on the bottom of the deck, is the Five of Swords. This is about coming to the end of a battle and enemies being defeated, but probably only for a time. Whether you're one of the people that walks away from the situation, or whether you're the person who appears to be the victor in the situation, has yet to be seen. Typically, the interpretation has to do with this person being the querent, or the person asking the questions. But look at what these people are leaving behind. They're leaving their swords, their defenses. They've been stripped of their defenses, and they are leaving in retreat. Most likely they will regroup and come back, but not necessarily the case. So it seems that you've been doing some kind of a battle with someone or something. Some type of energy has really been a very big struggle for you. But let's see what kind of energy we have here. Covering you is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords would be an air sign. That would be your Gemini, Aquarius. Possibly that could be Libra. But this is the energy covering you. This may be somebody in your life. This could even be you. The Queen of Swords is somebody who does not mince words. She kind of tells it like it is. She's somebody who is authoritative. She's decisive. She's very strong internally. Sometimes she can even have a scathing type wit or sense of humor. But we'll see. Crossing you is the Eight of Cups in the reverse position. Right, that's an effect that's coming into play in your life. We want to see this in the upright, really. In the upright, this could mean that you're falling in love with a fellow air sign. Again, Gemini or Aquarius. Certainly possibly Libra. But I typically associate the Queen of Swords for some reason with either Gemini or Aquarius. But Ace of Cups in the reverse, that's the beginning of a new love that did not come to pass. Maybe you were hoping something. Maybe you have fallen in love with somebody, but that person did not reciprocate, or was not coming into the picture in the same way. But there's possibly some hurt feelings. It is also possible, depending on your situation, that this is some sort of a delay in that type of energy. Excuse me, but we really do kind of need to look at the rest of the spread here and see what that's telling us and whether or not that's the case. crowning you is the energy of disappointment. This is something that's on your mind. It's also something that may come to pass if it's not at this time. So be wary of that. Notice that the cloaked figure is wearing all black, which can be a symbol of mourning. Mourning something, a loss, grief. The 3 cups here are spilled over. The contents are spilled out. There are still 2 cups remaining, but the person doesn't notice that. He's not looking, he or she is not looking at that card. There is a river, a steady stream. Again, that's symbolic of tears, and cups being the suit of emotions and spirit. So definitely, this is about feeling some kind of a loss. With the Ace of Cups crossing you, it's possible that that love did not come to pass, or that you're feeling a little bit brokenhearted right now, and that's what your focus is on, or will be on, as this energy comes into pass, or comes into play. Excuse me. I still have allergies, so I tend to get choked up a little bit. Beneath you, in the reverse, the Page of Swords. In the upright, this can be a communication coming in. This might be somebody who, again, they're pretty blunt. Sometimes they say things in a way that is easy to feel insulted or offended if you don't have a thick skin. Whatever their intentions. This could be a child, this could be a kid that you have, this could be something that is, maybe, again, the swords would be the air signs. So again, we're looking at the Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But in the reverse, it could be that a message came in that you really did not want to hear. And given that you've got this Ace of Cups in reverse, I'm thinking that somebody said, sorry, I'm not interested. And you are not feeling very happy about that. Not feeling very happy about that. Whatever this was, your interest was in this person. I am feeling it has more to do with relationships than it does with work, economic situation. Although for some of you, it's possible that you really did kind of have your hopes set up on a job, and something bad is coming through with that. You were hoping to get the dream job, or some type of a job that's really positive for you, and that did not come into play, or that you have not gotten the message just yet. Maybe they've made some kind of alternative decision, but clearly there's been some other kind of a battle going on as well. We're looking at this Wounded Warrior card. This is the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. This person's been at battle. Look, he's got that wrapping around his head. This person has been hurt. And when we look at this here, although this person here seems to be triumphant, this is indicating that no, this person has in fact been hurt. Now, this may be you are the victor, but it's not quite the smug victory that you might otherwise hope for. You could be one of these wounded people walking away, but then this person here is in possession of all these wands, right? All these sticks of defense and so forth. So it is quite possible that maybe both of you walked away from the situation feeling like you lost something, but that you've also gained something at the same time. Maybe both of you feel like you got the last word in. That's kind of what I'm getting from this too. I said it may be one of those situations where you guys are lashing at each other verbally, and in this situation, you got the last word in. This person's walking away, feeling defeated, but it's an empty victory for you because you're in a lot of pain with this, and it may take a while for you to get over because you really are focusing on that loss that you've experienced recently. Oh, look at this card. The Death card in the reverse over here. Death is very seldom an actual death of a person, but it could be the death of a relationship or something. Now, death in the reverse either means that it's to a minor extent of the major kind of a change that a death would be, or that there's some kind of a delay that's coming in. Maybe you see the breakup is imminent, but it hasn't quite happened yet, and that's why this 5 of Cups here is in the future tense, or on your mind, but not necessarily in the physical sense of it. But again, we're looking at the 15th of July through the 31st of July, so it could be that in the weeks to come, this Death card turns upright and you find yourself experiencing a breakup in your relationship. Again, may not apply for everybody. Take what resonates. The card in the future, the card that is the to come card is the Ace of Swords in reverse. So again, we see this could be a victory for you, but it's in the reverse position, meaning this is not a happy victory for you. We're seeing a lot of these swords energies in the reverse, and swords can be a little bit scary because there tends to be that, that slashing through of something. People can cut us to the bone with their words, with their energies, with their intentions. What your role is in this, it's unclear, because this King of Swords right here, also in the reverse, is the card that represents you in this particular reading. Now, if you are the Aquarian person, man or woman, who is in the reverse sword energy, you have been saying a lot of things that have hurt somebody else, which is why they're walking away in this other card here. Why they're walking away. Either they've decided to choose their battles and to stop arguing at this moment in time, or it could be that they're actually choosing to walk away from that situation. And the Death card underneath that says that it may be down the way just a little bit. This is possible that somebody maybe that you're codependent with is the King of Swords, and that's why this is the card that's representing you, because the energy is so strong with you. And we do see your covering energy would be the Queen of Swords. So one of you is the Queen of Swords, one of you is the King of Swords in reverse. I would take this on the stance of who's fighting in an above board kind of way, and who's kind of fighting in a negative way. Maybe one of you has the high ground and one of you doesn't. In other words, one person may be using dirty tactics in fighting, like kind of hitting below the belt, verbally speaking, I hope only. Whereas the other person might be, still standing up for themselves, but not being quite as mean about it as the other person is. But whatever this beginning of love that you were hoping for at some point, or that you were thinking you were experiencing, was not coming in. Now, again, we will kind of look at these a little bit more, because it's possible sometimes people can be off to a rough start, and sometimes counseling, like marriage counseling, can help a couple if they're trying to figure out what's going on. But it may be the case that, some people, sometimes we have to cut our losses and say, I really can't do that. And that may be this energy here as well. Again, mirroring the Death card. Sometimes I look at this person here, this Page of Swords, and I think it looks like he's cutting something out. And in the reverse, it could just be, yep, I'm done here. I'm over it. I'm not taking it. Now, the card in the environment, this looks to me to be the happiest card in the deck, which is the Empress card. Some of you may find yourselves pregnant and not wanting the pregnancy. There could be some of this energy here. This could have to do with miscarriage, abortion. That might even be what the Ace of Swords is, taking some kind of decided action. Because if this here is this, we're fighting all the time, we are not getting along, there is some kind of negativity that's going on here, it may be the case that this is not a happy occasion for people. Spontaneous or not, or simply that there is, you may be well healed in your environment, possible other interpretation, or there may be somebody else coming in, such as a Virgo. For those of you, it could be that your guy is cheating on you, possibly even impregnated somebody else, or the King of Swords being you. It could be that you are leaving this situation or relationship where there's been a lot of arguing and a lot of fuss because you met somebody who's far better suited to you, that you like a lot better. She may be a Virgo or some other kind of an earth sign, but she's the quintessential mother figure. So take it as it resonates, right? If you're the King of Swords, it could be that you're cheating with this person who's the Empress. Then again, this Empress person could be the Queen of Swords, where the energy is covering you. Maybe this is you trying to cut out this other situation over here, the one where you've been feeling like the wounded warrior. You've been trying to get rid of that because there is no love in that situation. Or this could represent an illicit love with the Empress. In other words, you're in a relationship with somebody and you may be stepping outside of that relationship. Or you're getting together with somebody who herself is married or involved with somebody else. Just be very, very careful to avoid drama of a dangerous sort. Not everybody's equally emotionally stable, and sometimes people can go a little nuts when they think that someone's cheating. Now, I say that as a person who's interested. I don't mean to say that, Spirit's telling me you're going to have your tires slashed or anything like that, but I'm just saying, be really careful, because sometimes people can do amazing things in their grief, and that's just, the history would indicate that. But okay, so moving on to our next card. This is the Hopes and Fears card. This is Judgment in the reverse. You'll see the families right here that are rising up. Essentially, they've been through some kind of a spiritual journey when this card is in the upright. And there's that sense of an awakening, a rebirth, a spiritual growth moment. They've learned their lessons, and now they're celebrating because they're on to the next level. They have leveled up, if you want to think of it that way. Now, in the reverse, this is a delayed action. This is a delayed action, so it kind of hasn't happened yet. I question if this relationship where you're having all the arguments and the fights, the drama, I wonder if that is possibly a karmic relationship, and that's why also we're seeing the Ace of Cups in reverse. As a karmic relationship, maybe it's the case that you haven't quite learned the lesson from that yet, and therefore you're not ready to kind of move on to your next soulmate relationship. Or that could be some of this that's coming in with the Empress here. Then again, this could just be that sexy love goddess type that you've had your eye on. But in the reverse, too, given that this is in the hopes and fears, I'm thinking that you're hoping that you're going to be moving on to your next level, spiritual growth and development-wise, but possibly you're also fearing that the person that you are stepping out on, or that your partner is stepping out on, you're hoping that they'll be left in the dark, that their judgment will be off, that they won't recognize the signs, so that you won't have that level of interest going on. It just how this is reading, though, it does seem to me that the Aquarius person may be the one having the relationship affair. Then we have this final outcome card here. This is the Hermit. The Hermit is somebody who goes within. They spend time alone. This may be as you're processing some of this energy here. It's possible that the Empress is the person you're not quite meshing with. And that's why there's all this other sword kind of energy, is that you guys just don't kind of get along. I mean, if you look at these two in the upright, I suppose it's not impossible that they would get along, but then you've got this person in the reverse. And I'm not sure I see really what they have in common. And there's a whole lot of airspace over here. The trees look denuded. There's clouds and things like that. Look at the lush situation that she's in. Again, this could be that kind of a karmic situation where they're just too different, that they don't really fit in or get along very well together. And that could be why there's this energy of cutting out. But this Hermit card indicates that it may be that you're spending some time in solitude, or that you're going to be spending time in solitude, because there's just too much going on, and you kind of want to cut out that energy and say, okay, so I'm not having my victorious beginning. It's either delayed or it's just plain not going to happen here. So that is a possibility there. But maybe that's a good thing, because this may be what is necessary. This Hermit energy may be what is necessary for you to look at the two cups behind you instead of the ones that have spilled over, to really see the merit in the situation, and to be able to turn this Judgment card right side up, learn that karmic lesson, and then be able to celebrate that and embrace with open arms new energy, new information, new messages, the heavenly support that would be coming in to help you here. Sometimes if we're too stuck in our karmic relationships, we don't get the things coming in that we really want, because we're not open to letting those things kind of come in. Maybe you fear learning a karmic lesson. Usually if we're in a karmic relationship with someone and we on some level we kind of know it, but yet we still resist it, there's usually something that's happening. It's almost a protection when we stay in a karmic relationship. And one of the best things we can do to heal from a karmic relationship is to examine how it has served our purpose in the past to be in that type of relationship. Not with anger or negativity or anything self-punishing, but really to just ask ourselves, what is this serving? If this is kind of a third-party situation involving somebody else, why am I doing that? What's going on in my current situation? Why am I staying in my current situation when I'm looking over here for something else? If it's not a third-party situation, but that there's some type of drama at home and there's arguing and squabbles, how does that person's personality that you're involved in a relationship with, how does that person's personality teach you something? What is that they are teaching you? When we remember that every person is our teacher, a lot of times it's easier to let go of the anger in that, and we really can find the beauty in that other individual, even if we do choose that we have to let them go. What does that mean? How do we let them go? So something to think about. Now if you're not experiencing that type of a relationship thing, say this is work, but again, I think for most of you where this reading kind of fits your circumstances, I think it's quite possible that it is a romantic relationship type situation. If it is a job place situation, it seems to me like there may be some goings on at work that are not there may be some backstabbing and some battles at work. Maybe a hope for a promotion that did not come in. Hence, it's reversed. You received some kind of a communication, but it was negative. Possibly some kind of a pink slip. But whatever this joyful experience you were hoping for just plain did not come in for you. And you're feeling loss. You're feeling a sense of loss and grief because of it. Either this offer of the job did not come in, the email did not come in, the phone call, or you're hearing immature, nasty words at work, and it's got you in a very, very bad space because part of you may want to cut and run from your job situation, but you're thinking about, you have this lush home environment, or you've got a family that you're trying to think about supporting. And so it's leaving you kind of in some sort of a way where you don't feel like you're able to move on from the situation, and you really kind of just need to take a time out and say, I got to go within here because I need to light my own way, but I have to have time in reflection so that I can receive the wisdom that's coming in. But part of that is getting out of my own way. So let me pull a Healing with the Angels Oracle card for you and see if there's any guidance that we can get from the angels about what might be a positive step or move for you guys to take from June the 15th through the 31st, 2018. So angels, may we please have some help for our Aquarius friends from June 15th through the 31st, 2018. Wow. They didn't want to stop. Good gosh. There are too many fell out, so I'm going to keep shuffling for a little bit and see if we can't hone it down to maybe one. I had a lot of jumpers when I was shuffling that anyway. And, sometimes that can just be nervous or excitable energy. It could be you're still kind of in that... you know how people bounce around when they're in like an actual fight, like a boxing match? They're sort of bouncing all around. It's kind of like that, maybe less of a struggle. I don't know if the boxing metaphor is a great one, but okay, so let's see what we got here. So the card I pulled is enchantment, and I have to admit I'm resisting this card. But what do I know? Let's take a look and see. It may have something for us. Okay. Card meaning. Recapture your childlike sense of wonder and awe. View the world as a magical place. Remember when you were a child and how magical the world seemed? The sense of enchantment is the spirit of our inner child. Somewhere along the way, did you lose that sense of wonder? The angels ask you to recapture your magical sense by remembering that a miraculous power surrounds you. Ask God and the angels to help you with anything, small or large. Don't worry, you aren't removing angels from more important tasks when you ask for their help with everyday situations. They truly want to support you so that you are free of worries. In that way, you exude the joy and wonder of children who trust that they are taken care of. And when you are joyful, your divine light inspires everyone who sees you. You know, as I was reading that, I was kind of thinking about some of this energy in here and how serious and how heavy it really feels and how many battle metaphors we have going on. I mean, when I look at these cards here, I mean, there's so much of this battle. And I mean, I could keep pulling more with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Has your life become so heavy, emotionally speaking, that you have lost that sense of enchantment or joy? Is it that there's somebody in your environment, your partner, people in your business, who are holding you back from that sense of feeling? If this is your workplace, maybe it is time for you to go. You know, keep applying for new positions and things like that. If this is your partner, it really is that inevitable sense here that maybe it's in your best interest for you to help expedite this death card. Because, you know, death is a clearing away. It's that sense of transition. We have to clear something away to make room for something else. Right? And when we do that, drop our burdens. You know, drop these burdens that we have. Drop whatever we're fighting with and start finding the humor in the situation. Maybe that's even the best interpretation for this card here. Drop our weapons, drop our defenses, and have a laugh. I wish these two hadn't walked away butthurt, but it is what it is. You know, maybe you're in a toxic situation or environment, and this really is what needs to happen, is a sense of cutting this out. This isn't about a new beginning, a triumph, or a victory. This is about saying, I have to say no here. It's an uncomfortable communication, but I just can't allow myself to be trapped in this energy of negativity anymore. For your own sake and for your own personal growth, and to move out of this karmic situation. That you do in fact deserve better, you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to be loved. And if it's robbing you, if the situation is robbing you of your sense of joy and your connection with your true merit and your spirit, then more power to you in making the changes and affecting these tough changes that you need to do. You know, the universe is only too eager to help you as long as you let it. But you do have free will, so you need to ask it in. Ask spirit in to help you. And if you're me, you tell it how clueless you are and that you're going to need, I say, you know, a metaphorical 2x4, but please don't actually hit me with a 2x4 so that I understand it. Like, make the signs obvious, like, you know, in sets of 3s or something like that, so that I can, sorry, I keep wiggling the card here, so that I can understand it, because I'm pretty darn clueless. But Aquarius, I do want to thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, or subscribe if you will. If this reading had any value in your life. I do look forward to talking with you again, and I will get back with you in August. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of July, and good luck in everything. Bye.